Hi guys, I hope you're all having an awesome day today. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying out the iconic London Sunset to Sunrise eyeshadow palette right here. I got this beautiful palette in my Boxycharm premium box for the month of April, and in today's video I'm going to swatch it for you guys, and I'm also going to show you how I created this very colorful spring inspired eyeshadow look. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so this palette right here is the iconic London Sunset to Sunrise palette, which I think is a perfect name for this palette. You get a total of 20 eyeshadows in here, and you have a really nice mix of like super bright spring inspired eyeshadows, and then you have some very kind of deeper tones in here, which I think is perfect for such a large eyeshadow palette. I think it's wonderful when you have a palette this big to get variety. But today I just really wanted to do something spring inspired because I've been in that mood lately. But I'm going to include some shots here of swatches. It was kind of awkward to swatch because I tried to use my entire arm, but either way it swatched very nicely. I did not expect this palette to be as pigmented and buttery as it is, but overall I am very pleased with how I swatched, and I'm very happy with the color story. I actually might do a second look. I don't know when. I'm going to try to see if I plan it out, like a more deeper, maybe more using more like neutral tones, because you have so much variety in this palette that I might do that soon. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids using the NYX eyeshadow base in the shade white, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply this all over my eyelids, getting near the brow bone. Now I'm taking this small crease brush from Morphe. There's no number on this brush, but I'm dipping into that beautiful coral shade Tequila Sunrise, and I'm going to apply this shade directly onto my crease. And this turned out to be more pigmented than I expected it to be, but it's definitely a plus. So I'm first just sort of stamping the shadow to sort of build up the pigment, and I'm going all along my crease and getting to also the top of my inner lid and the top of my outer lid. And again, just stamping the color on just to make sure that we have a nice and even application. And I'm just sort of going to extend my shadow outwards a little bit to sort of create that shape right there in the outer corner. And I'm also trying to drag it higher on my lid. So I'm just placing some shadow and then kind of making circular motions with my brush to drag the shadow a little bit higher. And so far I like the shadow. At first I thought it might be a little patchy, but it did not disappoint me at all. You can definitely build it up. And I cleaned off my brush and I dipped into that sort of light pink colored tan lines, and it does have some very small specks of glitter, but I didn't have any issues at all. It performed like a matte, and I'm using this to blend out that shadow that I applied earlier, the coral shadow. So I'm just applying it right where that shadow ended, where the coral shadow ended. I'm applying the soft pink and then doing circular motions upwards just to sort of get rid of any harsh lines, and also to kind of use it as my transitional shade. And I'm going to cut my crease. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition concealer, and this is in the shade white. And I'm going to use also a flat brush. There's no number on it. It's just a flat brush from Morphe. And the way that I do it is I take some of that white concealer, I place it on my lid, and I look up, and wherever that concealer lands on top, that's where I'll be cutting my crease. Like, I follow that as a guide, and I also follow the natural curve of my eyelid just to cut my crease. And I'm doing sort of a half cut crease today, and I'm using this white concealer also just because I want the next shadow that I use to stand out, but I'm just filling in everywhere that I cut my crease to make sure that it's nice and even. And now I'm taking a lid brush. This is from the brand Shayna B Miami. It's just a flat lid brush, and I dipped into that beautiful sort of lime green yellow color mimosa, and I'm applying that all over where I cut my crease. And at first I thought it wouldn't build up, but I took my time and it definitely did build up, and I think that that white base really helped it out too. And I don't know, I just really like the contrast between the coral crease and this sort of yellow lime looking lid. So far I'm very impressed with this color. And now, using the same brush, I dipped into that beautiful, gorgeous shimmer Moonlit, which I think is the perfect shimmer to pair with that yellow lime-looking shadow, because it has some specks of sort of like lime in it, to me at least. And I'm applying it right over that yellow lime color, just to intensify it a little bit. And wow, I really love that combo together. I think that the yellow lime color is pretty, but with this shimmer, it's just a lot more pigmented and bright, and it just stands out more. And then I went in with the crease brush from earlier. I cleaned it off, and I dipped into that beautiful color Heat Wave, which looks sort of like a burnt orange, and it is a shimmer. And I'm applying it to the outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to blend it upwards and into my outer crease just a little bit. And I'm also going to sort of blend it towards my center lid, just to marry that with that yellow color so that we don't have any harsh lines. And I'm also going to connect it to the top coral at the corner so that everything looks nice and just clean, and we have nice transitions going on. But I really enjoyed this shimmer because it's pigmented, and I don't know, I just think the texture is also really nice, and it's like a different kind of orangey compared to the coral that I have on my lid, so we get some nice contrast. It's a little bit warmer. So far I'm really enjoying the formula of this palette overall. Then I decided to sort of reapply just a tiny bit of that yellow lime looking shimmer, just so that it doesn't get lost. And yeah, I really like the contrast that I have going on. I did not expect to enjoy this look as much as I am, but of course, in true Nori fashion, I had to go back in with my crease brush and just apply a tiny little bit of that tangerine looking like dark orange shimmer, just, I don't know, to make everything evened out. And I'm really pleased so far. And I'm going to repeat what I did on top, sort of repeat it on the bottom. I'm taking that lid brush from earlier, dipping into that yellow lime color Mimosa, and applying it to the first half of my lower lash line. And I'm just kind of intensifying it. And be careful with this shadow on your lower lash line, because since you don't have like any primer there, yeah, I was kind of getting a little bit of fallout, which is totally fine if you're careful. And then I went in with the shimmer Moonlit right over that lime yellow color to intensify it again. And every time I use these two together, I'm just stunned. I love them together. I think it looks really, really pretty. Then I went in with the crease brush and dipped into Heat Wave again, and applied it to the outer part of my lower lash line, and also kind of connected it to the top, just to intensify everything. And then I also married that color, the orange color, to the yellow in the front part of my lower lash line, just to make everything look nice and even. Now I'm taking a pencil brush from Luxie, and I'm dipping into that white color Aloha, which is really pretty, like white with some specks of glitter in it. And I'm applying just a tiny bit to my inner corner and also underneath my brow bone. Maybe I didn't even need this, but I just really wanted to try it out because it looked really pretty. But I did end up liking the way that it looked, and I'm actually very impressed overall with how pigmented and like not super powdery these shadows are. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some black liner to my waterline. I just felt like I love the spring vibes going on, but I wanted to intensify everything a little bit, and I just love black liner. So I'm just doing a very simple wing on top. I don't want it to be too out there. I just kind of want to line the top also so that I can place my lashes right on that. But I didn't want it to be too intense. But I did still want to do black liner because that's just what I prefer. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. And I added some very dramatic lashes. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup. And I'll be back to show you guys the final look. Okay, guys, so this is how the look turned out. What do you guys think? I am in love with it. I always say that. I noticed that I always say that in my videos. But no, this look, I actually was not expecting to go super like spring coral yellow vibes today. But I love it, and it just kind of makes me happy. Today's very warm where I live, and it just makes me, I don't know, it puts me in the summer spirit, spring summer spirit. And overall, this palette really performed very nicely. I did not expect it to be such good quality. I don't know, for some reason, I've never used this brand before, but I don't know what I expected. I just haven't heard like a lot about like any excitement around this palette. So I just thought it wasn't such a great palette, but I am very pleased with it. I'm mostly pleased with how versatile it is. You get so many different options in here to play with. So I do think I might do a second look just using more neutral tones. But I'm so happy with the way this palette performed. And I wanted to show you guys what I did for my lips. I went for a more like natural lip today. So I used the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Soft Spoken. That's the one I used last time, I think. Which is sort of like a mauve nude. And for my lipstick, I used the Laura Mercier Coral Nude lipstick. I also got this from Boxycharm a couple months ago. Like very pretty soft coral lipstick. And over that I just went with the Ofra Cosmetics lip gloss in natural. And I just think it's a perfect kind of like natural but sort of coral spring lip. I really like it. But overall, I am very pleased with this palette. And again, I might do a second look. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about today's eyeshadow look? And also, if you own this palette, do you like it? What do you think about it? Because I'm very happy with it. I did not expect to love it as much as I do, and I cannot wait to keep playing with it. But I think that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys. Mwah.